Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Jasmine and tonight we're going to be talking about the new moon and how that will affect you for the next 2 weeks. So the new moon just passed here on the 20th of July. It was in the sign of Cancer, the second new moon to be in the sign of Cancer. It's in the later degrees. The first one was in the earlier degrees of Cancer, but this is the one that we get without an eclipse, which is great. So it's not going to be as intense, but still very transformative. So this new moon in Cancer, huge, majorly emotionally triggering. Whether you think you have emotions or not, you're going to see them. And one of the bigger messages that are going to be coming through here is going to be find comfort in not knowing the outcome. And that's easier said than done, but we're all doing our best out here. Find comfort in not knowing the outcome. Also, Cancer itself, the sign, which is the sign that the new moon was in on the 20th, is about family, emotional healing, alone time, home, moving, maternal figures. So those are all things that could be coming into light right now. Like I said, the new moon is happening for each sign in a different house. So with that said, I did want to give you guys a personal download that I got separate from the actual meaning of the new moon. I personally feel a huge pull towards sobriety and clear-headedness. I feel like we're really making sure that our rose-colored glasses don't just come off but stay off, while we pick up our magnifying glass to look at the places in our lives where we have placed a band-aid on a cut that needed to be stitched up. So when thinking about this, you also want to realize that there are going to be some reassessments that happen with all the retrogrades that are going on. Rethinking, reassessing, resorting. Something needs to be sorted out from the past, that we've kind of done something where it's like, oh, I just need to do this to get by. I need to do this to get by. We're not getting by anymore. I feel like there's a lifting of a veil coming up here. So when you do see those things that need to be stitched, you may feel a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit emotional. Try your best to let those emotions release. You want to make sure that your water, which is your emotion, is clean as possible on the inside, okay? It is also very important to remember that you're a spiritual being having a physical experience, not the other way around. So we are still learning how to be human. Give yourself some compassion. Try your best to give compassion to others too, for this is when we need it most. So that's my personal download. So let's go ahead and get into the signs and see where it's happening for you. Gemini, thank you so much for joining me this evening. So let's talk about where the new moon is going in your sign. So we've got second house energy for Gemini for this new moon in Cancer that's happening. So the second house is going to be I have. Personal resources in general. This is also self-esteem. So, and if I look to the side, I'm looking at my notes, guys, so just please bear with me. So with this is new skills, more resources, maybe new opportunities for money, new opportunities for personal concepts of values, like what you value personally. Those concepts may be readjusted within this new moon, or a breath of fresh air is going to be given to those old value systems that you or your parents have created or you've learned over the span of time, right? Okay, so more financial growth coming in for Gemini here. Brand new abundance, new opportunities. Like I said, it may take a little bit longer to get to the goal of where we'd like to be, Gemini, only because Saturn here in retrograde is also at play. So coming in with kind of an interception here, he's kind of making things go a little bit slower. Okay, so we're taking our time on a lot of things. Be as patient as possible. The Geminis that I know are okay with that, so good job. But yeah, so I can see you guys creating your own financial independence right now. That's kind of what the new moon is asking for you, from you, to do. From you to do. Anyway, so, beautiful. Let's get into the cards. First card that I have out here for my Geminis is discontent and boredom, which sounds very appropriate because we have either, if you guys have been stuck inside or stuck at home, either way, it does kind of feel boring. And I can see how that happens in everybody's specific situation, only because it's like some people have people, some that are watching don't have anybody, so this is going to reflect a little bit differently, but know that Spirit knows how you feel. I also see the Ace of Cups here coming in to clarify this and to give us some more information. So I do feel what's going to remove us from this boredom and discontent state is going to be that new opportunity that I'm telling you guys about. This could be creative for y'all. Y'all could find some sort of creative outlet, something a little bit different than the norm of what you would normally do. You might be kind of taking a step out of the norm here, or really delving more into what you have. You might find a new offer in something that you already have, Gemini. I have personal resources. There could be a little gold nugget sitting in your personal resources that you haven't seen. You might want to double check that, Gemini. Next, we have patience. So I do want you to see this. So first we have 4 and then we have 14. So this is 4th house energy, which is Cancer, which is the sign that the new moon is in. And that is family and the home, like I just explained to you guys. So patience that we see here, like I just said, it's going to take a little bit of patience to kind of get through completely finding that financial independence, really striving to reach up for that financial growth or that new job. You may have to work a little bit harder. It may take a little bit longer, but once you get it, Gemini, once you get it, it is yours, and it's going to be very long lasting. So here we have King of Cups to clarify patience. Very appropriate. They even kind of look similar. He is literally in an ocean of chaotic water. Chaotic water meaning like crazy emotions. Maybe everybody around you is very, very emotional, and you're kind of trying to, or you don't have to try, you already are this, but you can kind of sit on your throne in the midst of chaos and really keep your calm and show that, be that example for other people on how to be calm in these crazy situations. Thank you, Gemini. I applaud you for helping the collective stay calm. You are amazing. Thank you for your help. Next, we have trapped in fear. To clarify that, or what's going to get us out of that, is the 10 of Cups here. So you might not want to look at the news. You may not want to talk to particular people because of the conversation that they want to have with you. You could be avoiding conversations, avoiding certain people, so you don't have to think about or talk about or feel about anything on that sort of level. If you are or when you do step out of this fear, because it's happening within these next 2 weeks, I can feel it and I can definitely see it. What's going to help you and get out of there, what? What's going to help you get out of there, Gemini, is going to be family. Family can come in all shapes and sizes for depending on who's listening to this, you know? You take my verbiage and translate it to yours. And you know what I'm saying? So a happy family here, contentment, fulfillment. Oh my gosh, literally the complete opposite of this. Like, complete opposite. So that is beautiful, Gemini. I definitely see you guys coming out of this fear, coming out of this sort of trapped feeling, the discontent and the boredom here. And there's a lot of emotions and creativity surrounding you, and you are just bred for it. You were made for this, baby. Whatever it is that's coming to you is, or that you've started, or that you're doing, or that's coming your way, is bred for you. Next, we have disruption. That's fun. But what's it going to create? Maybe stronger ties, maybe a new business relationship that could have been a prospect before, and some sort of disruption happens to shake up your world or shake up somebody else's world or a company's world, and it kind of readjusts your pathway to find a new opportunity or make a new opportunity come to you. So this is happening for the next 2 weeks heavily, but this could last for the next 6 months just because of the alignments, which I'm not going to get into right now. Next we have, and lastly for Gemini, we have Priestess. Look at this beauty. Wow. So, wow. How are you being called to step up and lead? How are you being called to step up and lead, Gemini? Because it seems like it's coming from all directions at this point. If you haven't seen the signs before, they're going to make themselves more than obvious within the next 2 weeks, so you can find your path and get to going on it. Gemini, do not forget to check your rising and your moon sign. These are your messages. I love you so much, and I will see you next video.